Well, good evening, everyone. This is Dayhawk giving you some breaking news in regards to Junya. And it's been a year since his arrest and his rearrest. And believe it or not, guys, we're 2 weeks away from the anniversary of his arrest. And now we have an update in regards to what's going to happen with Junya. The reason why I didn't give you guys an update in regards to him since my second video was because there was no updates. Japan was airtight. There was no news in regards to, okay, when is the date of the court that he has to go visit the judge and all those things. If he was an American living here, then things would have been different, and then of course I would have been updating you guys of what's going down with him and whatnot. But it took a whole year up to now to get an update about Junya. And the breaking news that came out today is that he is guilty, and he's being sentenced to for 4 years, 4 years, 3 years in prison. So he's been sentenced to go to prison for 3 years, and that's it. That's the update. And since his sentence, for one thing, I'm very surprised that Junior's account was still open after his arrest. And as you can see here, he has posted 4 pics and visitations. So obviously, as you can see here, his 4 page statement, and obviously it's in Japanese, so I can't read Japanese. Um, but to sum it all up here, someone here, I want to give credit to Kadoya Tsukaza 100. And this person pretty much sums it up on what Junya said on his 4 page statement, is that they tracked down the person who did this. So apparently it was not just him, but even so, he's been found guilty and will be sentenced to 3 years in prison. Junya mentioned that he is currently alone. He has no home, no place to stay, no money, no friends or family to help him, or even people he can trust. And he knows that his acting career is over forever, and he considers it over. The only thing that encourages him to keep moving forward is the few fans who still love him. So, in the coming days, he will be visited by fans to say goodbye before he officially becomes a prisoner and has to serve a long time in prison. Guys, this is very sad. This is very tragic. Also, just to add, he is also wants fans to continue writing to him while he's in prison. Right now, we don't know which prison he's gonna be sent to, so there's no address to send letters to him. So right now, this is just breaking news that Junya has been sentenced for 3 years in prison. So if there's going to be any information, if you guys want to write to him, I think I'll put it on the comments below, or maybe make a mini video. But yeah, this is very tragic, and I can't help to ask questions, and obviously we will never get the answers to the questions you and I have, like, why did you did what you did? Were you short on cash? Like, why? Um, and there's two things I refuse to believe. Like, for one thing, like I mentioned so many times, I refuse to believe he was strapped for cash when he has an accolades worth of work uh like after Gokaiger, because he since then has been voice acting. He's been doing a lot of theater work. So it's just I don't understand. Did he had a money problem? Did he gamble his savings away? I don't know what it is. And also, he has a family. He has a wife and two kids, I believe. So I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know. And another thing I refuse to believe is that he mentioned in his statement that he has no family, he has no friends, he has nobody to turn to for help. So I refuse to believe that unless in real life he treated his family and friends like a piece of crap. If he was a douchebag in his private life, behind the scenes, whatever, then I can understand, why people don't want anything to do with Junya, whether it's a friend or family or co-star. They don't want anything to do with him. But if he's nothing but a piece of crap, then I can't help but ask, okay, why his own family and friends refuse to help this guy in his hour of need? Why disown him if he wasn't a douchebag? But again, we will never know the answer to those things. What I fear the most, and I mentioned this before, is that he has he has depression, and he's been medically, the doctors confirmed that he has depression, and I'm sure he takes pills to deal with it and all that. But it's just I am very concerned with his mental well-being, because 3 years may seem like a lot, but 3 years go by really, really fast. Look what happened. Like this is it's bare. I feel like 2024 is barely got started, and we're already in October, and it's close to ending. It's insane. So 3 years will go by really fast, but a lot can happen between now and 3 years. So I'm very concerned with his mental health. I really am. But if indeed those fan letters really does help him push through, the 3 years of prison, then guys, keep sending those letters. If you still like him after everything, I suggest you give him letters to help him push through, those 3 years. Because can you imagine if he doesn't receive any fan letters? uh, yeah, I know. I don't want to think about it, but you you can't help it. What I want for Junya is to get better and get the redemption arc that he needs. Because can you imagine that Junya, after 3 years, comes out from prison, and the next couple of years we're gonna hear Junya having this redemption arc. His career is back, and people are inspired by his story and whatnot. That's the story I want to report. But I don't want to end up reporting breaking news that Junya has tried to self delete himself, or he indeed self delete. I don't want to report that. I really don't. Everyone deserves to be redeemed. It's just the question is, does Junya want to be redeemed? That's the question. I'm sure he does, especially when he claims that he lost everything. This is his rock bottom. So I'm hope that once he gets out of prison, his redemption arc begins. I hope and pray that there are family and friends who is going to wait for him once he gets out of prison, and let him stay in their house until he gets back on his feet. I want to hear that. what I don't want to hear is again the self delete and or he is homeless and he is on the street sleeping and just begging for cash. Like I don't want to hear that either. I want him to be redeemed. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's been a year and now that I'm giving you guys an update, I still don't know what to say. I really don't. All I can say is this, guys. If you are indeed gonna visit him and or send him fan letters to him, all I ask is don't be a douchebag. Don't rub it in his face that he did X, Y, and Z. He knows. He's paying for it right now, and he's gonna pay for it in 3 years once he is being transferred to prison. He doesn't need that. He doesn't want that. Okay? Just go there or write, you know, how you feel. Just don't be a douchebag about it, and just do that. And I hope and pray that he gets the help that he needs and he gets that redemption story. and and also I hope and pray I will not make another video of him, you know. I don't want that. You don't want that. I just yeah, but that's all the information I have for you guys right now. So if you guys are still fans of Junya, just pray for him and pray for him for his well-being. Pray for him that he will survive the 3 years in prison, and pray that his friends and family do come and visit him and just be like, hey, once you get out of prison, I will let you stay in my place and we will come up with a plan to get you, on your feet and live your life, because he is right now 32, and once he comes out of prison he's going to be what 36 if my math is correct. So he's still young. He's middle age. It's going to be, I hope it doesn't end in a tragedy. I hope not. I really hope not. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I just wish his Gokai co-stars would say something about this, but something tells me either their agencies are telling them to not say anything, or they themselves don't want to say anything. Either way, they're keeping their mouth shut about it, and yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? All in all, this is very sad, and I will give you guys the information about how to write to Junya while he's in prison. Right now, he's already sentenced, so he is in jail up until the end of October into early November, I think. So he hasn't yet been transferred, but right now he is getting visitations. So if you're in Japan and still like his work and all that and just want to say your piece, just don't be a douchebag about it. Go ahead and visit him in jail. And yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. After a whole year, I don't know what to say. I'm still flabbergasted, and all I want for Junya is to get better, and I'm gonna wait for that redemption arc, because if I hear otherwise, God, I hope not. I hope it doesn't happen. I really don't. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and giving your thoughts and opinions about this update. And I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!